How to change basket. Locate the power socket on the back of the machine and unplug it. Open the door. Move the platform to the middle position on the left. Because the space on the right is narrow, lift the basket up to the middle position. Find the connection plug on the right side of the basket. Use diagonal pliers to cut off the cable tie. Take out the plug and disconnect. Remove the 3 fixing bolts on the cover. Disassemble the Y-axis motor cover and take out it. Locate the 2 fixing bolts at the bottom of the left frame. Remove them with a 5 mm inner hexagon and a 10 mm sleeve to separate the basket pulley from the Y-axis guide rail. Move the roller shutter to the open position. Use a flat blade screwdriver to take out the 6 plastic covers in the basket. Use a 7 mm sleeve to manually take out the 6 screw cap, and be careful that the nuts fall into the partition. Move the platform down to the bottom. Pull the left frame 5 cm to the left, and move the basket out of the platform. Remove the basket drop sensor. Pull up the roller shutter by hand and take it out from the 2 gaps. The smooth side faces outward. We need to loose this bolts first, which be fixed by a special screw. Remove this 9 screws by Phillips screwdriver. Take out the plastic cover plate. Use the same method to loose this 7 screws on another side. Please use some box to pack the screws. Then remove this cover plate. You can see 2 pairs of drop sensors. 2 drop sensor boards in the same horizontal position or same group. First, remove the plug on the drop sensor. Remove the screw. Take care to move the spring first, then remove the screw and take out it. Continue to unscrew the 2 screws on the other side of drop sensor. Unplug the wires plug. Notice that there is a red dial code. The replacement of a new drop sensor must be the same as the position of the dial on the original drop sensor. Then remove the another pair of drop sensor of screws and wire plug. Also pay attention position of the red dial. Unscrew the 2 screws on the other side of drop sensor. Unplug the wires plug. Replace limit micro switch. The roller shutter has 3 travel switches, which control the on and off of the roller shutter motor. When you flip the micro switch, you can hear the sound of the switch closing. Every micro switch fixed by 2 plastic handles which through the switch itself holes. Use a small flat blade screwdriver to slightly pry from both sides. Then you can take out the switch. Unplug the socket and remove it. Then the micro switch can be changed. Align the 2 holes to install the micro switch. Connect plug and fix the wire with tape. Replace drive board on the basket. Loosen the 7 screws of the left plastic cover. Please use some box to pack the screws. Then remove this cover plate and find out the basket drive board. Unplug those wires plug. You can take some pictures to record those plugs position in advance if you worry about to forget them. Remove them 4 fixing screws and take out to replace. Replace basket indicator light. First, need open this plastic cover. Find out 2 fixed screws and 2 bolts on the right side. Loosen them with a 7mm socket wrench and screwdriver. On the left side, find out 2 fixed screws and 3 bolts. Remove them. There are 3 screws need to be removed, where behind of plastic cover. After removing those screws, plastic cover can be removed. Take out the plug and screw the 2 fixed screws, and remove the indicator light. Install basket drive board. Align the new basket board with the 4 screw holes. Install 4 fixed screw. Then insert 3 plug. Replace roller blind motor. First, need remove this plastic frame. Remove the 3 screws in the white area on the right side. Remove the 7 fixing screws of the left plastic cover. Please use some box to pack the screws. Then remove this cover plate. Remove the 3 bolts on the and other side. The plastic frame, take out and place it. Remove the 9 fixed screws on the right side. Because the bolts are firm, use a screwdriver to loosen them a little first. This is the fixing bolt of the pickup plastic plates. Then use 7mm socket wrench and an electric screwdriver to quickly remove them. Use 5mm socket wrench and vise to remove this bolt. It can also be opened with needle nose pliers and Allen wrench. Use 7mm socket wrench and screwdriver to remove 2 bolts on another side. Use a vise to remove the circlip of the drive shaft. Remove this fixed plastic plate. Then separate the plastic partition with the fixing bolts removed. Finally, use a vise to remove the other circlip of the drive shaft. Remove the drive shaft and place it. Loosen the positioning pin of the motor gear with 1.5mm Allen wrench. Use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the 4 fixing bolts of the motor. Disconnect the connecting plug of the motor. Pry off the fixing glue of the wire. The roller shutter motor can be taken out and replace it. Install roller blind motor. Now we introduce the specific steps about how to install this motor. Be sure that this 4 screw holes of the motor are aligned with the holes of the plastic frame when begin to install this motor. Then fine-tune the gap between the motor by hand. Install the bolts with an electric drill first. And then tighten them manually with a Phillips screwdriver. Connect the motor wire plug. The resistance and circuit in the middle need to be glued with a hot melt gun. Insert the drive gear and push to the end. And tighten the limit pin with a 1.5 mm Allen key. Insert the drive gear shaft into the hole, taking care that the nylon gear cannot touch the drive gear. Use a vise to install the circlip. Align the holes of the drive shaft and install the plastic frame on the other side. Install the bearing of drive shaft. Install the indicator light support plate between the 2 plastic frames. First insert the slots of the frame on the 2 sides. Then install the upper fixed slots on the 2 sides. Install the circlip on the drive gear shaft. Install the plastic cover that secures the frame. Use 2 long bolts on one side of the pulley. Tighten it with a screwdriver and a 7 mm socket wrench. Install 2 short bolts on the other side, and tighten them as well. Install 7 fixing bolts and 1 long bolt. First insert 7 bolts. Then use an electric screwdriver to quickly screw on the nuts. Finally, tighten the bolts manually again. Use a 5 mm socket wrench to install the long bolts. Install indicator light board. Note that the direction of the PCB board should not be mistaken. Install the 2 fixed screw. Install the wire plug. Install the plastic cover for the reminder light. Install the 4 fixed screw on the 2 sides. Use 7mm socket wrench and screwdriver to install these 5 bolts on the 2 sides. Install the 3 fixed screw behind the plastic cover. Install the motor protection cover. Install the 3 fixed screw. Use an Allen wrench to pass through the bolt hole. Insert the nut and insert it into the bolt hole. Block it with your fingers, and then install the bolt from the other side and tighten it. Install the last bolt and tighten it. Install drop sensor and cover. First of all, note that the red dial position of the drop sensor must be the same as the original. Install the wire plug first. Install 2 fixed screw. Install other board of wire plug. Install 2 fixed screw. Install another pair drop sensor. Make sure the red dial position of the drop sensor is same original. Install his wire plug and 2 fixed screws. Install another side drop sensor. Install 2 fixed screws and wire plug. Use an Allen wrench, remove the spring and install this fixed screw. Insert the plug. Install plastic cover. Locate the previously removed 7 screws. Put them into the screw holes and tighten. Tighten manually again. Install the plastic cover inside of the basket, and not to press the wires. Install 9 fixed screws on the plastic cover. Install the last bolt. Tighten manually again. Install the basket. Insert the roller blind from the gap at the upper end. Continue to pull in at the motor gear position. Note that the smooth side faces outward. Move the platform to the bottom. Move the left bracket out a bit, and place the basket on the platform. Put the basket into the bolt. Open the rolling door. Install basket 6 fixed nuts. The nuts not drop inside. Insert 6 plastic cover plates with the notches facing outwards. Align the groove of the left bracket with the basket pulley. Then install the 2 fixing bolts at the lower end. Tighten bolts with Allen wrench and socket wrench. Moving the basket platform to middle position. Install the Y-axis motor protective cover. Manually install 3 fixing bolts. Use tools to tighten the screws. Connect the wire plug of the basket. Fold the excess wires and sockets together and tighten them with ties. The basket has been installed finished. Insert socket and turn on machine. Let the basket to its original position.